Hello and welcome back to CDL headquarters. We are live for the pre-show for the Call of Duty League that will be happening very shortly. We have our first game coming up, and the first match of the day is going to be the Chicago Huntsmen taking on Dallas Empire.
First match in CDL history.
This first match is going to be a good idea of like how loud and how big this can get.
It all comes down to this.
I couldn't think of any better matchup than the us versus Chicago matchup.
Beating them would be a huge confidence boost.
There's just a lot going on there between our two teams. You know, I got RCDs on that team, an old teammate of mine. Crim6, he had the whole breakup with Scum.
Playing against Ian is going to be interesting. There's an obvious rivalry there.
Been watching their scrims because they stream them, and they're not bad, but they're not great either.
A couple of their players have not had the best showings on LAN, but they've done really good online.
But the LAN environment is just completely different. For someone like Illy, who has a lot of hype around him, it can really affect a person's mindset.
I think the biggest strengths of the Empire is honestly just the pressure that we apply.
They're really fast-paced sub-players. They are pretty much in your face the whole time.
He's a monster up on stage.
I have like a chip on my shoulder right now that I want to prove to myself. I need to get back to that MVP level for sure.
Doesn't matter. Formal's going on.
It's going to be a battle. I mean, if we get in rhythm, there's no stopping us.
It's going to be a good match.
We know that they're probably going to bring their A game, but so are we.
You've been watching them for a decade, showing some love to our first player coming to this stage. We've got the king, Scum! We've seen the king, but here's the other half of T2P. Make some noise for Formal! One of my favorites, the man who has more victories than any player in Call of Duty history. Here is Crim6. Where do I throw after this? Minneapolis, it's Huntsmen, it's Empire. Let's get this thing started.
Stage to kick this thing off. Right into it we go, and I'm just gonna give you guys a heads up as we go into this. We are gonna have the most features that I've ever seen in a spectator mode, a broadcaster mode in Call of Duty. So for the first couple of series, we're gonna be showing off a lot of features, a lot of static cams, an aerial cam, a lot of things you guys have never seen before. We got the photos of the game finally, Joe. You can see the players at the top. There's a lot of new toys to show off, the jerseys as well.
You just keep going. Go ahead.
There's so many features, Joe.
Yeah, there's a lot that we're going to be getting into, but I mean, just early on in this game, Dallas with a nice start. Obviously, the first hill and hard points usually very contest heavy. No different here towards this town center, and really that focus is going to be on that bottom right side of the map. That's where we're going to rotate to. That's where that second hill is.
So if you're talking about this first hard point, you're trying to obviously contest, get as much time as you can if you're the Huntsman, but another big focus, getting control of that right side of the map.
Yeah, absolutely, and you're going to see in the bottom right all of Chicago going all the way around. I believe that's going to be Scump. He's towards that back cave, going to start to work his way in. He's got Formal. RCD is looking over him, and this is a nice start right now on this rotation for Chicago. But Dallas, they're right behind him.
And we'll be touching on stats throughout the course of the map, but just starting out strong is Hook. He's already got 7 kills on the board, leading everybody throughout this show. You thought he was going to be a guy that was absolutely going to go off, but now into our second hard point. We'll get right to Inboy's POV as he's trying to lock it down and soak up as much time as he can. And when I watched the Huntsman scrim, I heard them battle for weeks about this particular hard point, how you break, how you set up, how you deal with it, because it is not easy, and smokes, as you see on your map, a big part of how you can try and get in, hold the angle.
Yeah, we're seeing how difficult it is right now from Dallas's point of view to get in there. They're just trying to flood through behind that smoke, through that middle tunnel. But Scump, Gunless, Envoy, they all respond with kills of their own. And well, they're able to respond with 34 seconds of hill time. But now we're going to our next rotation. There's 12 seconds left. The Dallas Empire focus on field. That bottom middle side of your mini map. And this is where they're starting to get set up.
So considering the opening spawns, like the sides you started on for this game, you got to feel pretty good about Huntsmen, right? That they're able to take an early lead?
Yeah, absolutely. But you can already see Grim, he's going to get 4 kills in a row. You can see this setup. They're trying to trap Chicago inside of this cave, and that's exactly what they're doing.
C6 now with 5 in a row. We'll stick with his POV and see if he can keep this streak going as he's starting to dominate. The revenge tour starts now, but the caster curse comes into play. As soon as he gets set up, he's going to get dropped as the flood comes on in. But the battle going down at field. Now to Formal's POV to see if he can lock down top. Broken, bit of a drop shot there as he picks up the kill. 4 going to go down for Dallas Empire. At the time, soaked up by the Huntsmen.
Yeah, I mean, this is 20 seconds of scrap time. That's going to continue the lead for Chicago. But again, with 20 seconds, Dallas is already thinking 1 step ahead. They're going to focus now on towards that west side of the cave, the top left, and they're already set up. Scump now trying to work towards this well, just going to take his time. There's no need to put too much pressure on, but as 2 go down, here comes the push from Chicago towards the front side of the hill.
Back in the cave we go. Shotzi now. Doing what he can, teammates looking over him. 4 gonna drop for Huntsmen and time to soak up a ton of time. Now for Empire, they look to retake the lead, and just like that, Empire gonna go back out in front. Smokes in as Huntsmen try to get through, but you see that kill feed on the left side of the map. It has been lighting up blue. It's been all Empire as they got the early rotation, and you kind of saw that tutorial video for Hardpoint. You heard the devs talk about how big it is to get set up early, but what do you think is like the biggest difference between Hardpoint this year versus previous years? 'Cause I think that's been the biggest skill gap early, is just learning to adapt to the new play style.
It's almost like you have to play 2 hardpoints ahead. I think the Desk touched on it briefly, but it is so difficult to break some of these hills, especially on cave. And you saw that. So Chicago, they already know what they have to do. They're giving up this scrap time. Now we're going to go to our final hill of this first rotation. It's going to be towards the bottom right. It's going to be that cliff hill. And, well, Dallas, it's not the worst thing to break it from the front, but you have the advantage right now for Chicago.
Well, the scrims we've watched, what's been maybe like the biggest point of contention for this particular Hardpoint stood out the most to you?
Well, I mean, if you can push through the front and get control of the hill, you can spawn your opponent so deep wide right, and then after that, you can chain 2 hills together. You go back to town center, and you can gain such a big lead.
And that's maybe a difference, though, between this title and previous Hardpoints. Like the ability to, like, almost like, okay, you have that good spawn in the back. You have the closer spawn to get to the Hardpoint. That's fine. We're going to pin you there and try to fight into the Hardpoint. But so far, it's been Huntsmen that have been able to do it. Yet another lead change is Huntsmen going to go back out in front. As we'll hop on with Collect.
And that's what we've been talking about. Because it's so difficult to break at times, you have to be able to respond with a hold of your own. And we know how close these 2 teams are. It's going to come down to 1 or 2 plays. Who's going to make that mistake? But that's going to be it for the first rotation. We're going back to Town Center. Just to update you guys, on Dallas, you have Hook and Krim who are really leading the way. On the other side, it's Gunless and Arcides.
Yeah, Arcides 15-8 right now, sitting around double positive. Also soaking up 40 seconds inside of the Hardpoint. But our first set of rotations now going to be in the books, and it's a 15-point advantage for Huntsmen. We'll get into our second set of rotations, so right back into this town center as everyone vies for control of mid-map. Lining them up is Formal and Scump. They'll take down 3, they'll take down 5. The entire team wipes them out, and look how far out Dallas Empire is now spawning.
Yeah, Chicago just made such a good play. We talked about you have to be able to respond. This is going to be 2 hills in a row for Chicago, potentially 3rd. Hook right now trying to fight his way through that cave, but all of Chicago spawning on the right side of the map for hill number 2.
And they just did one of those things that we haven't seen that often since the switch from 4v4 to 5v5. Like, get a clean 5 down. That's one of the few times we've seen you able to spawn people out deep and really get control.
Yeah, but Shotzi right now on the Dallas Empire is trying to make the play. He's already inside Cave East, inside that second hill. One player, who is that? That's going to be Arcides. Well, that player's right behind him. You can see what happens. Dallas ends up flipping the spawns for hill number 2. A heads-up play out of Shotzi.
Yeah, he was just outside of the static cam. He was basically laying prone right outside of the outpost. Pops up, gets the kill. Arcides doesn't suspect him, and Shotzi able to get in. So right when we thought it might be Huntsmen running away with it, it's Empire again that make the run. And this is what we expected between what we expect to be 2 of the top 3 teams in the game. A battle on map 1.
And again, on the Dallas side, it's Krim. He was just on another force free. He's 24-18. Shotzi doing the objective work with already almost 2 minutes on the hill. But here comes Chicago starting to get pushed up. And if you get pushed up on this hill towards the front side through the hill, you can spawn them towards that back tunnel. And if you can get set up for field, you have them there stuck.
see if they can do it with 10 seconds now remaining on the hard point. It's Empire that'll pick up the remaining time. But if you take a look at the rotation, kind of see it there on X-Ray, we'll focus out the field. Our city's already going to be set up in the hard point, trophy out, as they'll look to add on to this lead. You thought for a second they were going to pull it away. They got up 20 to 30 points, and things sort of collapsed from there. Now a chance to make another run. It's Formal trying to control mid-map in yellow. Arcides now going to push out and watch the backside push.
Yeah, I love this play from Arcides. He knows that they could go all the way around Cave, and that's exactly what Shotzzy did. And because Shotzzy did that, he spawns Dallas Empire right where they want to be. They're trying to push through this broken side. They have a pinch coming through Illy, but they're, well, it looks like they are going to get on this hill. And then again, the break starts with Shotzzy. That's two big impact plays from him.
I thought Arcides did enough work. We kind of saw him shift that focus towards like a backwell push, and he got 2 kills. But right after he drops, the dominoes go the way of Empire, and they're able to get in.
And this now has to be a great hill for Dallas. You know, Chicago's going to get the final 10 seconds here. You have the rotation. They're going to be close to 200 points, locking in very close to that first map win. So for Dallas here at this 4th hill, Cave West, this has to be one to bring them back.
Well, they'll have their early control. How much success can they find? Placement, holding the angle, takes the gunfight, gets some damage into Envoy. But now the smoke comes in. You can see how crucial that is to cut off that line of sight, but it doesn't matter. They already picked up 4. As I say that, though, Huntsmen find a couple of picks. Is that going to be enough to get into the point? So far, they haven't been able to find the opening, and you can see just based on the minimap how tiny these chokes are. These 2 little bits in cave that they're trying to get through. And you saw the POV from Placer, just the angles taking hold with those power ARs. As Empire, they're doing the work. They're making Huntsmen pay. And what seems like the 40th lead change may be in the works.
Yeah, but again, the 20 seconds by Arcides. Him and Scump were able to find 3 kills in a row, and now they're set up for the 5th hill towards Cliffside. This is exactly what they wanted to do. So they able to contest. They take 20 seconds off the clock of Dallas Empire, and now you have this setup which they did so well that first rotation.
This might be the most important part of the match right now if Empire can break, because Huntsmen are going to be close to putting this out of reach. They have the ability to win the game here, but obviously it's going to be very tight. They need to soak up almost every second. Formal, though, stun out. Simtex out, trying to hold the bridge push on the backside. That's going to be 4 that are going to fall for Empire. They're still going to be inside. The spawns now coming in from Empire towards mid-map as they continue to try and flood. They were able to clear them out of back yellow. Now a chance for a pinch. As Huntsmen are coming off spawn, there's an opening there for Hook to get in. Hook might be the one that can make the play as his teammates follow it up. It's just not quite enough. The close spawn and reinforcements are there from Huntsmen. And with 23 seconds on the clock, they can still win it here, Joe.
Yeah, they're trying to get in. They have to contest. They have to contest a minimum 5 seconds. Nice couple of nades coming through. You see the wall bang comes through. Can they do it? Arcides is on a 5 spree right now, and they did it. So we're going to go back to the first hill. This is exactly what Dallas wants. And, well, who was really the key for the Huntsmen throughout that middle of the game to give them the lead? It's Formal, who's now 30 and 23.
They still need 3 more points to close it out. So into the 3rd set of rotations, right back to mid-map we go. It's Shotzzy, Clay, and the crew trying to lock it down towards yellow. Smokes out as they look for the break, but they've got to be perfect. They can't allow any break to come in, Joe.
Yeah, and Scump right now is really making the play. He's going on a big pinch. He's able to find 1. What else can he find? Scump trying to stay alive, able to find 2, and just like that, Chicago win map number 1. These sites, you absolutely need to have them on offense. So really the question is, you heard Tipa talk about it, how many offensive strategies do both of these teams have?
Jerseys look clean.
They look good, baby.
On the defensive side to kick things off, it'll be the Chicago Huntsmen. And offense, you see pushing out. We'll see the routes here through the aerial cam. There's Dallas Empire. You can see they're looking to work this A site. Smokes out, snipes out. Who can make the play?
Yeah, this is the more popular bomb site on this map, especially without dead silence early on. Those are going to be loaded on up. So Shotzzy with the sniper just trying to see what he can find in this bunker. But you see the smokes that they're just trying to block the point of views of Chicago as they start to work up on the map. On the other side, it's going to be Arcides with a sniper of his own.
First blood comes in, and Shotzzy is able to hit the snipe. Can Arcides do it on the other end? Can't quite get the angle, but he does get the pick with the nade. So that'll put us in to a 4v4 early in this one. Another smoke out as they try to work up this side. They're still committed.
It's going to look like Illy's going to try and plant behind this, and if they can get this bomb down, you can see Shotzzy immediately starts to back up. Well, the bomb's going to be planted. You saw in that explainer 7.5 seconds to defuse, but Shotzi isn't going to be in such a good position. You have mid-map control as well for Dallas. It's going to be a tough retake here for Chicago.
They're starting to work the retake. They have the 3 versus 2, so they got the edge in numbers. Well, just for a moment. RC's starting to move up. Shotzi with that power position you talked about. Snipe at the angle, watching the bomb. He gets vision. Sees the snipe angles there. Going to back down for now, but you saw Dead Silence gets popped. RC's going to try to make the play behind it. Silence tries to get the peek, but Shotzi right between the eyes gets the shot. And Dallas Empire take round 1.
Exactly what they have to save later on in those retakes.
Well, it's going to be C6 that has the nice opening around 3-0 to kick things off. And
Yeah,
Shotzi,
like 37 in map 1.
Yeah.
Like he went
Shotzi
off.
with the other 2, and you saw the big snipe there. He hits 2 snipes in the round. Now, it looks like it's going to be a similar push out of the other side for Huntsmen as they start to look for the opening. They've still got one watching mid-map, one towards the top side of the mini-map as well, looking for any kind of play behind Dead Silence, maybe looking for a quick opening flank, but with the first blood, it's Formal that finds the kill.
As I say, watch that player in the top right. That's going to be Envoy. We're going to see what he's going to work on. You do have Illy, who's watching that side of the map for Dallas, but you have a lot of time to work with. As we said, you're going to wait for those Dead Silences to load on up, but it looks like Chicago, they're going to regroup as one player does go down to make it a 4 versus 4, and he starts to get pushed up.
Yeah, he uses Dead Silence and he makes the play. Going to catch him off guard. Formal's going to get dropped in the beam there from Hook as he takes 2 down with him. A 3v2 edge now for Dallas Empire as they look to hold it on defense and get the 2-round edge. Back over to Shotzi's POV with the snipe. Just looking for an angle. Got eyes on Scump for just a moment.
Still some time to work with.
Ooh, he gave a haircut.
Envoy is going to go down, so now it's a 1 versus 3, brought down to a 1v2 for Scump.
You've seen the Twitter videos, you've seen the highlights. He's had his fair share of clutches early in this game. Does he have another one in him? 35 seconds now to work with. Has both players positioned now. So difficult to do.
And I like that from Shotzi, right? Don't over-challenge, don't peek without your teammate. They're just playing for information, playing for time. He has to plant the bomb with at least 5 seconds left. He's looking for kills.
And it feels like Scump's going to have the World Star 1 if he's going to make this happen. Dances with death again as Shotzi, but he stays up. The 2 youngsters trying to hold on for the edge within this game 2. Scump now 7 seconds to work with. Nothing to do. Not enough time. Last player's not going to peek. They'll get away. And that's a 2nd round to Empire.
Process, they left the lane open, and that's when Hook was able to find those.
We'll take a quick glance at the stats. C6 still out to the great start. He's going to be 5-1 through 2 rounds.
Here's a big mid push from Dallas. This is what I was talking about. You know, you start towards A, but into that 2nd round, offensive round, they're starting to go towards B. Nobody is there for Chicago. There's one player towards the mid tank. That's going to be Formal, and they've given up this bomb site. This is a little bit scary. Going to be a tough retake here for Chicago.
You're already down 2-0, and now you might give up an early plant. Here comes the wrap back, though. Formal gets in, Formal gets gone. It's going to be Hook holding the top, and there's the first blood advantage to Dallas early in this round as they continue to try and work the plan.
Yeah, and I like this from Dallas. They know they have the position. And yeah, the bomb's not down, but Chicago, they've given up so much of the map. You still have 3 players of Dallas towards middle, 2 inside this B site, just taking their time. They know Chicago has to come to them. And bombs being planted right now. So now 45 seconds to work with for Chicago. Envoy trying to stay alive, but he's going to get pushed.
And you can see how hard these gunfights are due to the early control from Empire. You have players peeking in from Huntsmen trying to find an angle, but already set up is Dallas, and suddenly it's going to be Scump as the last man up yet again. Takes one with him, but only 25 seconds to work on the defuse. The 1v4 now to a 1v3. He'll get gunned and dropped, and it has been clean from Empire so far. Now, what can they do on the defensive end? But I think the bigger question is, can Huntsmen get something going? Gunless, yet to find a kill so far in this map 2. Starts out 0-3. They want to go right back to that A push. But Shotzi's getting aggressive on mid. I believe he's popped his Dead Silence and he is flying. So Shotzi might be very quick to the flank or an angle mid-map to get some disruption. It is Arcades that's able to hit a snipe to open things up. advantage early, at least going to be the Huntsmen, but the trade's going back and forth. That mid pressure from Shotzzy does turn into a kill.
Yeah, there was an early smoke towards this A site that Hook just runs through. He's able to find one, but was quickly traded. So now it's a 3 versus 3. You have Illy on the other side of the map. All of mid-map is given to Dallas, but Chicago's just going to take the bomb site. Another retake situation. What can Dallas do this time a little bit differently?
They need to time this properly because you're waiting right now for Illy to work up on the flank. Try to find some kind of opening.
He's going to have 2 to deal with as well if we can go to Illy right now. What can Illy find? Absolutely nothing. The King is there locking it down. Now a 1 versus 3 for Clay.
And Scump takes 2 down with him. Huntsman finally gives the crowd something. They're 5 seconds earlier, maybe catches them before they're set up in a power position, but you saw how difficult that looked. You saw it from the Huntsman POV, but not easy for Illy. Now Shotzzy, who made some noise with the snipe in the opening round of this Search and Destroy, maybe potentially do it again here.
And look at the minimap if we can. Look what Chicago has to do because of the last offensive round that we saw out of Dallas. They have 4 players towards the B site, only 1 back A. That's those small adjustments. Gunless tries to get aggressive towards middle, gets taken down by Clay, and guess what? The A bomb site's opened up now from Dallas, and that's exactly what you want. Continue to move those offensive rounds around.
And the woes, unfortunately, for Gunless continue within this map, too. But now with the bomb planted for Empire, they've got the advantage in numbers as they'll look to hold. Illy's just going to play it prone right behind and kind of play bait as they try to push in. And 1 by 1, Huntsmen get chopped down. They might not find a kill in this round. Last guy's going to be Arcees. He's trapped inside a hostile, and he will fall.
From Dallas, Chicago's trying to figure out how they can respond, and they just can't.
And I think on the desk, Teep was talking about the need for Huntsmen to have that variation. It's Dallas that we're really seeing it from here, keeping them honest for sure. But we'll go to the aerial cam again just to see the break. And once again, looks to be aggressive out of Empire.
And here's a big mid push from Chicago. You are going to have 1 player, that's going to be Clayster. And look at how aggressive Illy is getting up this bunker. So he's just trying to get all the map control that he can. Scump's working up towards B. They're going to get this bomb down, but there's a lot happening elsewhere on the map. I think Illy ran right by someone. That was actually Arcees, so Arcees should have a free kill here soon.
They'll get set up in this site. We'll take a look at the gunfight for Crim6. Illy is able to get a kill. I thought he was going to get caught for sure. Yeah, we were watching an RPOV from the minimap just as he kind of made this big flank around. Caught an awkward timing, but it gave them an opening. Now only 25 seconds remaining on the bomb. Envoy going to be the man that has to make the play. He's going to pop dead silence. This is his chance to do it, but the defuse is already coming in. Envoy's going to get there. Is it going to be too late?
He thought it was the diffuser. He thought it was the diffuser, I think, and it wasn't. It was a different player inside. Dallas should have finished the defuse.
1 more round, and Empire can tie us up at 1-1.
Gunless right now at 0-6 for Chicago. On the other side, it's Hook again.
Historically, he's been great in Search, man. Yeah. Like, he's been so good, so you got to wonder what's off with him right now within this map, too. First blood, once again, to Empire.
And that was Envoy just trying to get aggressive towards the top side of the map, but Clayster was ready for it. They had a very spread push. Number 1 is Hook. He's working up towards the middle of the map. If we can...
Oh, he was good aggressive as well. So far, the first 2 to drop. Both players trying to get some kind of aggressive. Now, Gunless, yes, we can make some noises. Gunless gets his first kill for the Huntsman. But if he can get going, if you're going to come back down 1-5, you got to think it's going to be the back of Gunless getting something going. But those are some clean shots from Illy with the M4 over the top of those power boxes at the A site.
And all he's doing is staying alive right now because his 2 teammates are trying to work the flank, and they're doing that wonderfully. Shotzzy finds Formal. Now it's just down to 1. Is Gunless the last man up? Can he clutch a 1-on-3? No, he's not able to do so, and Dallas are going to tie the series up at 1-1. Window to throw grenades in over towards the B flag, right? It's just so much easier to defend. You spawn a little bit closer. The C side, you can get put into some tough spawn situations, but here we go, map number 3.
As Scump just flying right into top L, looking for any early pressure through the mid steps. Right into B is going to go Empire. They're going to be spawning on that A side, so you think they've got the early edge. So if Chicago is able to get some sort of early break, some sort of early flip, that is massive. But so far, at least on that opening push, as Dallas is able to hold on and get B control.
Yeah, but it was Clayster who actually went into a very interesting spot towards that top break. But you do have one player working all the way around. That's going to be Gunless. Does work his way towards A. He's going to have to win a gunfight or two if they want to try to cap this flag. He is going to neutral it. That's a great play. You see him hop off of it as Crim's fighting towards the middle of the map. But Gunless still alive towards A.
And Gunless is going to stay up. He's actually going to take a second with him. And now you see the flip has come in already for Huntsman. We talked about the AB preference. Already there with the flip. Huntsman going to get that locked down. Now try to fight towards B. I mean, even though you have A side, you still have to get B done. So it's like step one is done. Now we focus on step two. The pressure in towards that B side is Gunless and Envoy. Start to fly on through. Set up at the Vandal be Gunless. Support coming in from Formal. 3. Gonna drop from the Dallas Empire, and now the point starting to build. This is great from Huntsman early, considering the start the side they started on.
Yeah, I mean, you already saw sort of the importance of neutraling flags, because Gunless, if he has to sit there for 5 more seconds without hopping off it and winning a couple of gunfights towards A, he probably goes down, and the setup doesn't flip. So a great play from Gunless, making up for that map 2 performance. Formal on your screen, able to find a couple of kills. Now what can Dallas do to try to flip these spawns or at least get some B control?
They're trying to do it, but Huntsman continue to hold on. Watching this half wall side of the map is Arcides, and that's been one thing that's been stellar from him, because we think about his gameplay over the past couple of years. It's AR, AR, AR. We've seen a lot of the MP5 just due to the strength within this game, and Arcides has been absolutely disgusting with it. But like we saw Gunless break towards A for Huntsman, this time it's a chance for Illy and Empire to do it, but they're going to get shut down.
Yeah, I think he gets a neutral off, but that was it. So as you can see in the kill feed, 4 in a row, and they're starting to work towards C. They may hop off this. It looks like he's going to go for the full cap right away. As Envoy, can he finish it? He does. The 3 cap is in for Chicago.
So it's big now if you're at home to kind of watch this minimap and see where those blue arrows are spawning. Where are they going to prioritize to try and get the break? Because they've got to pick a side. Right now, absolutely punished by this 3 cap from Huntsman. It's an 11-4 start from Formal that is going off for the green side. 5 down yet again. Dallas dropping like flies. Chicago taking over. Formal with the multi-kill as the 3 cap continues. Finally, something in the kill feed for Illy and Dallas as they'll look to get C back, but there's still a presence here from Huntsman.
Yeah, Envoy is still there, just trying to stay alive. Hook's trying to hunt him down. Finally, they should be able to get C, but what a hold from that 3 cap for Chicago. Now a 30-point lead.
Exactly, you can see the swing, and 30 points is massive, because when you talk about like how many points you're able to earn over the course of like a minute, it's what, a full minute of a 3 caps with 36 points. If you have a 2-1 edge, you're closing the gap by like only 12 points. So that is a massive lead for this point within the first half.
Yeah, so if you hold 2 flags, it's 12 points per minute, right? So now already that we're at 34, Dallas has to hold a 2 flag setup for a minimum of 3 minutes to get themselves back into this game.
Well, before we talk about how long they need to hold it, they need to get it. Right now, they have just been throttled trying to get towards B. You can see how back, they're almost playing scared in the sense of they're worried about the aggression from Huntsman to try and bring the 3 cap again. They were waiting for their teammates to come off spawn, and we should kind of mention that too. One of the key differences here, maybe if you're a new viewer, when we talk about time to spawn in, you almost have to value your life a bit more in domination, because what, you've got 5 seconds that you're waiting to respawn in versus something like Hardpoint, which is significantly less. You got to value your life as Formal continues to light it up. Now 6 in a row, out to 19-5. Can Formal keep it going as he locks down B? Will hop out to the static cam as he's going to fly into top L. Look to keep the streak going. Here's footsteps below him as he looks to hunt. Shotzzy within bottom L, I believe, has Dead Silence pop, so he's going to make this as difficult as he can for Formal.
I mean, you just look at the slaying right
Formal
now.
wins it.
Yeah, Formal wins another one, but the slaying, Formal is quadruple positive. He is 20-5, 7 in a row. Everybody on the Huntsman close to double positive. Scump is 6-5. He's just been hanging out on the side of Dallas. This is what we were worried about. How are they going to play on land? And right now, all of them struggling in this domination.
They're getting torched. I mean,
They're getting dominated.
You mentioned quad positive from Formal. You're all sitting around double to triple negative on the Empire side. They've got nothing going. And this brings us back to the opening of this game. They had that preferred spawn to start. They spawned towards A and had the early 2 cap. But within, what, a minute? Basically, the pressure from Huntsman just too much. The lead now up to over 55 down again for Dallas as Huntsman continue to apply the pressure with 45 seconds remaining and a chance to expand upon this lead.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Dallas, you want to get something here through this
Something,
lag.
anything.
You want to get something going, but I mean, just look at the kill feed. It is green after green, 5 down after 5 down.
So you knew that there was a chance for Chicago to come and take it within the hard point, but you couldn't have expected this dominance. Is now Formal is up to 10 in a row. Finally, he's going to fall, but what a stretch it was from Formal, and what an effort from Huntsmen. As this game, you can't call it over, but they have blown the doors off at Empire, getting embarrassed in map 3.
This is just not what we expected, right? A lot of people, you saw the power rankings from Nameless, had Dallas at #1, but Chicago making a statement there in that first half.
They're up 60 after a half. Joe, so just for those at home, we've got 6 minutes second half. How long would you have to control a 2-cap to come back?
5 minutes.
60? Yeah, so basically the entire goddamn half.
I mean, we did see Chicago. They were able to hold a 3-cap. The problem is, I mean, you see Dallas is spawning towards this east side, and if they get trapped in there once again for a minute or two, it could be all but over.
They have to do exactly what Huntsman did, right? Like, they need to get an early break towards A. They have to lock down B and kind of run away with it. But they basically have to play the exact opposite of how they did the first half. And I don't know how you switch gears that quickly within a map. Maybe Hype Man Clayster gets them playing correctly.
Yeah, Dallas right now, they're really pushing towards the middle of the map. There's 4 of them working towards A. Chicago, they're going to have an early A-B setup with the can the kills go the way of Dallas? The answer is no. Envoy, Arcitys, gunless. That's 5 down once again. Setting the tempo here is Chicago.
Clayster just trying to hold the sneaky position. Now looking in with the Simtex, they're going to get 4 kills. This is a chance to push through.
They're at A.
Hopping onto A is going to be Illy, who's trying to make the play across the map. They're going to be neutral on both sides of it, but they at least got the flip they want. They're not going to be able to quite get into B, though, as the kills are going to come in for Huntsmen.
Yeah, this is great from Chicago. I mean, you really stop this setup. Every second, every point that they get with this 2-cap just puts more pressure on Dallas. It is difficult to hold C and B, but they have so much mid-map control. They have so much control inside of this warehouse. Gunless able to find 2. Woo! Nice little snap from him as he continues to go off. Remember, Gunless was the guy to make the play to make this possible.
Early in that side 1, and I think it's a big rebound from him. He had, what, 1 kill in the search and destroy, and they got smoked.
Was not a lot.
Nice bounce back game from him.
The 3-cap about to come in from Dallas. This is their opportunity. How long can they hold this for? The answer is not very long. Not long at all.
They'll have the 2. But they're going to need to lock down 3 for so long. I think what's been a conversation within the community and on the desk and with us is there's going to be times where it becomes mathematically impossible for teams to come back just due to the nature of how the scoring and the halves work. And we're not far from getting to that point, but maybe Hook with plays like that can give them some life. But every second that ticks by, it's scarier and scarier that you're putting yourself in a position where you can't win the game.
Yeah, Dallas still has A control. And neutral towards B. I mean, Huntsman has nothing right now. This is exactly what Dallas wants, but there's the 3 kills towards A. Chicago. This should be their flag, unless Hook and Illy can make the plays. There comes the neutral. He's able to get in there. And he does. He finds a nice strike. Can he find number 2? He does. Here we go. Dallas, a chance for them to respond.
But they're still going to need a 3-cap at some point throughout this, and it's going to need to be for an extended point of time, because even though it seems like they're making the plays, they're clutching up, they're getting the 2-cap, they're still trailing by 50 points. Like, they just haven't been able to chip away at this lead enough. Well, okay, the MP5 is ludicrous.
Yeah, you can do it all with this.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, look like a sniper rifle there as he gets the kill at range.
But Dallas is starting to go towards C. Chicago is giving up C. They're going to start to work towards A. There's a 4-man push coming through. One player trying to work his way back from Dallas, not able to do so.
Now this is where sometimes you get punished. You go for that 3-cap, and it ends up turning on you. It ends up turning on you completely. Like, you go for the 3, and you might end up losing your home flag and B. As B will now be neutral, A will now be neutral. Will look good for a moment for Empire. Now flipped on its head as Huntsmen get back in control of A, and you've still got Formal inside of B. Takes 2 down with them, but finally Hook there for the trade. 2.5 minutes to go in the half.
And we got to talk about it. We talked about some of the young guns on the side of Dallas Empire. Shotzzy right now, 6 and 29.
Now, are you shocked to see that in the sense of, okay, if this was his first time competing at a professional level, I would kind of understand maybe the nerves getting to you a little bit, struggling on this stage, but he has big-time performances on the main stage in world tournaments in console esports. So
I did not expect this. Not a performance like this.
6 and 30.
I mean, look, you look at the game one, it was very back and forth. There was a couple of, you know, of differences, especially in the kill category, but not domination this way.
And on the other side of it, it was formal. I think we talked about all in the early going as he went on that 10 streak. He's still sitting double positive, but gunless. What a map from him as well. 33 and 14 now from him.
All right, this is it. This is the last chance for Dallas. Here comes a 3-cap, and if they're able to get B, not able to do so, Scump and Gunless know that. They're going to get right towards that B flag. And with a 50-point lead with 90 seconds left, there has to be a full 3-cap for a long time for Dallas to get back in this.
And it doesn't look like that's going to be the case as B goes to Chicago, A goes to Chicago. The hopes and dreams of this map look to be going to Chicago as they will get closer to taking both respawns in this as Arcitys with the hipfire, with the MP5, with the heat as he takes 3 down with him.
And it's impressive for him to do this with an MP5, right? We're just so used to him being one of the best assault rifle players in the world, but he's got Formal on his team. So he's going to be that guy who's running flex. He's going to be running the MP5 when they need a 4th one, and he's doing such a great job here.
Nice position from Clay to try and neutral B, but it's just too little too late. As Huntsmen close to eclipsing the 200-point mark with just over a half minute to go. Just like Dallas dominated the search, it's domination in the domination for Huntsmen. They just take over in the respawn. This time they don't have to do it in the clutch moments. It doesn't come down to late game big plays. It was done in the opening moments. Gunless set the tempo. Formal backed it up with the 10 spree, and Empire get just destroyed in this map 3. Huntsmen looking strong, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, it was similar to map number 1, where when Chicago holds a hill, they have to be able to respond, and right away, Chicago, they spawn to see some extra love coming in.
Yeah, they might be shooting bodies. You never knew. You never want to do it on the main stage, but Huntsmen,
they don't care.
They're feeling good. I think for Huntsmen, they got to get some life. And I mean, eyes have to be on Shotzzy. Shotzzy got smoked. At one point, he was 6 and 30. And I don't know if there's something going on with him on the stage. I mean, maybe for all I know, he's having some issues with his personal controller.
Well, when you're getting 3-capped, as
no
long
idea.
as you are, it is tough.
Well, you're running into people playing from power positions at all times, right?
Yeah, exactly that. But I mean, if you are Dallas, you have the preferred side to start on this hard point. Really, the 2 hills that we're going to focus on the most are going to be the 2nd hill and the last one, Depot and Warehouse. Those are really the 2 money hills on this map. That's where you can rack up so much time.
A nice break from Huntsmen.
And when I said they had the preferred side, it flipped right away.
Yeah, that didn't take long. That didn't take long. You want to lock down that right side of the map, get set up for Depot. You can stack it inside and pick up the time, but the battle at mid-map will still continue. Fast and furious there as Clayster tries to find some semblance of an opening. Not a lot of time really earned by either team. You got 23 seconds off the play clock already because only 7 points have been accrued through the opening half of this first half.
Yeah, one difference that we can see right now, you have 5 SMGs on the side of Dallas Empire. We saw we were just on board with Clayster. He was running a red dot MP5, something we don't see too often. You still have Formal with the assault rifle, that M4 for Chicago. But as we are about to rotate to hill number 2, you have Hook all the way on the opposite side of the map. If we can go to his point of view, the way he's playing this right now, he's just trying to wait for his teammates to get there, and well, he's able to find that kill. Does immediately get traded, but this allows his team to get pushed up when Chicago has hill control.
And this is one of those hard points where you don't necessarily need to push out. You need to play for mid-map control once you get set up. Like, you can really just stack around the hard point. There's so many corners, so many spots, high or low, that you can be pinned up in. And that's exactly what Huntsmen are doing. All playing around the hard point, trying to come off spawn and get right back into the mix. Due to the pressure, though, from Dallas Empire, you saw one player spawn all the way out. I think that's Envoy. It's going to spawn out deep on the map for Huntsmen and have to try and rally back. As Empire, with 30 seconds remaining, have gotten into the point.
Yeah, Chicago right now, maybe just trying to contest as much as they can. You already see Gunless. He's starting to rotate towards hill number 3, control that side of the map. So this is a wonderful job by Arcitys as he's able to find 2. Krim starting to work his way through this vent inside of pipes, is able to find 1.
And Arcitys picking up right where he left off. He's out to like 10 and 5 to kick it off. Double positive start from Arcitys.
Yeah, people forget he's a world champion. Just 6 months ago.
The guy's incredibly talented. I just think I think a lot of players kind of got lost in the headlines and the news for some of these teams because there were so many storylines, so much about the revenge and the fights between the squads that it's insane to think that somebody like Arcees might have been overshadowed, but he is just a freaking beast.
Yeah, but even behind that performance, Dallas does a wonderful job here at Minecart. They have a 25-point lead. But Chicago, they're going to go 4 down. Arcees is going to find another one. Envoy, he starts to get pushed up, and there we go. 30 seconds left. A nice push from Chicago Huntsmen.
All the pressure on Dallas, though. Dallas have got to bring it back. They've got to tie up the series if we're going to get to a map 5. And I want to go to an Astro Gaming listen-in with Dallas.
Behind the boxes. Box scrim. Play for this whole time. Get this on. Oh my god, I'm going force. Yo, green.
Not peeking. I don't see him hitting it.
Green, top green.
They're dating stun.
Green mobile attack. Another one got me you. Right side rock. 2 middle, water. Right, yeah, rock. Water to you. Alright, we're good. Make sure they don't push the forest. They're trying to push the forest.
They're listening to Chicago.
Step right.
It's interesting. All right, we're going to come right back out of the listen-in. Is still a 20-point advantage now for Dallas. Desperately trying to push it to the map 5. They're set up, controlling the cargo boxes right now. Big wins from Shotzi and Illy inside and around the hard point. The youngsters starting to get it going. And Shotzi, I want to take a look where he's at. So he's at 10-9 right now, 10-10, sitting around even much better. He could find no flow within that last map. Can he take over here? He's going to need to. But the lead continues to grow, now up close to 50 points.
Yeah, this is a bit of a unique hill, though, that we have here towards the crate side. You obviously want as much time as possible, but it almost plays like our first hill where teams are just so focused on the next hill spawns. As we rotate towards this warehouse, you're going to see all of Chicago already set up. And as I said, this is one of those money hills. And what do we mean by that? You can rack up a lot of time. There's just, as similar to hill number 2, there's so many different positions when you're trying to go on a big play and see what he's able to find. But it's Arcees once again with a huge one-on-one to give them control.
It's a big trade, right? He drops there, things might get out of hand, but he's able to do just enough. Illy, it looks insane from his POV as there's just smokes everywhere, bullets everywhere, trying to find any kind of opening. 30 seconds remaining on the hard point. Chance for a lead change for Huntsmen if they can hold on. You see the kill feed. 5 are going to go down for Dallas. Empire time soaked up in dividends for the Huntsmen. Right back into it. What looked like a chance maybe for Dallas to run away with it, open up a massive lead, kind of like we saw Chicago do in the Dom. They weren't quite able to do there.
But a nice first rotation as we go back to that center platform. And yeah, this is very similar to map number 1. Really, there's no side that's outslaying the other. You have Arcees going big for Chicago. Dallas much more balanced. Crim leading the way at 19 and 15. As we go back to this first hill again, you're going to want to try to control that right side of the mini-map. Dallas right now just trying to get all the scrap time they can.
Gunless's POV, just playing in around vent room, looking for a timing, looking for an opening to get in. I thought he'd have an angle on one for a second, but as soon as he turns, timing could not be worse. He gets caught as he tries to cut back. Well, this is a lot different than we saw the first time through this hard point. Remember, it was like 30 seconds in, no points earned. This has been dominated now by Dallas. Huntsmen finally, though, get through. 5 down once again. We've seen these clean wipes in the respawn so many times that Dallas just gets smoked off the map, and that's one of those things you can't afford. It just gives up so much map control to the opposition.
And when you all 5 go down with 15 seconds left in the hill, it makes it so hard to rotate towards that next hill. And you can already see all the green arrows on the right side of your map. That new hard point pops as we head towards Depot. This is exactly what they want. You want Formal push out with that assault rifle. He is cleaned up, but you can get in all these positions. You can lock this hill down.
How much time could they turn it into? Last time, this is where Dallas had the big break. Remember, it was the early rotation from Huntsmen, and Dallas got in with, I think it was like 30, 35 seconds left. They were able to get a bunch of time. This time, not finding the same success. The second wave of push coming in, collapsing through the front and the side door. Scump, unfortunately, as he's trying to take a peek, he's going to catch a Simtex to the toe. Fighting around forklift, hot and heavy action inside. 4 kills now for Dallas. There's the break once again, but this time, not with around 30 seconds. They'll get the final, what, 15 to 20?
But it's very similar, right? Chicago, as we go towards this minecart hill, they had the early setup, but Dallas did a wonderful job controlling vent room. That's where you have Hook right now. That's where you have a couple of his teammates. We're gonna go to this nice sail. That's 4 down. Is exactly when you want it if you are Dallas. Arcity's Formal trying to lock things up. Well, it looks like they're able to do so as Arcity's almost wins the final gunfight. But that time it was Prim who's able to take him down.
And Arcity's is just crushing again. 29 and 16 from Arcity's. There's nothing too major to spot really on the other side. Everyone kind of sitting within a couple kills of even positive or negative, but Arcity's is just dominating. Plus 13, taking over the map, doing it with the MP5 yet again. And once again, a clean sweep there from Huntsmen. Gives them a little bit of breathing room. And Dallas Empire going to spawn out.
Yeah, you can see they're starting to get a little bit pushed up, but a nice couple of kills. Clay's able to find one of them, but you still have to deal with Formal. Formal able to find 2. Does get taken down, but these final 15 or so seconds going to go the way of Chicago. Now you have a 40-point lead for Chicago as we go to our next crate tip.
And maintain that lead. Just taking a look at the minimap. It's going to be Illy and Shotzi, the youngsters, set up towards those cargo containers, so their teammates are kind of spawning out towards back depot. They have a long way to transition over, so the numbers are going to be here for Huntsman for just a moment. But right as they push through for the break, the reinforcements come on in from Dallas Empire, and for now, able to hold on is really all you're seeing in the kill feed for the most part. Just MP5, as it's just so fast playing around this particular hard point. As all the submachine gun battles come down to.
And you saw what RC is, he's able to find that player just trying to push through. Dallas is trying to get as much time as they can, but they would love to flip the spawns if possible, but 3 go down. This is great time for Chicago. They have next hill control as well. You do have Shotzi trying to work middle of the map, but Formal's locking it down.
It feels like this is that big moment. This is that moment where Empire are going to have to make a play, or Huntsmen are going to run away with it and close out the game. We're going to head over to Warehouse. All the green arrows set up on the minimap on the left side, all around Warehouse. We'll take a look at the static cam inside. You can see Arcity's with the cheeky position up top. It's Inboy, though, that shuts down 3 with the triple, but up over the top with the haymaker, it's Arcity's and the MP5 that locate the hills or kills. There's a contest, and just for a moment, that Shotzi that's able to get inside, but it's Arcity's once again just finessing around these boxes and forklift. Keeps them up with the trophy.
They have to get in. I mean, there's 30 seconds for Chicago to take this series. A contest comes in for a second or 2, but they have to get in. And well behind those kills, Chicago's going to get some breathing room. Here comes the final push for Dallas. We'll see if they're able to get inside and at least extend this to another center hill.
Arcity's now 38 and 22, 2 minutes in the hard point, but it's scuffed. Formal, Inboy,
I think it's done.
Lighten it up. 8 more seconds needed. Can Empire get in? Can they get a touch, or will it end here? Nobody's going to get close enough. It's Chicago! Come in and dominate the respawns, and they are letting them know across the stage.
For the Chicago Huntsmen, what a performance. We've got the world champion with us right now, wearing a nice fresh shade of green. Arcity's, tell me about this new lineup, because this is arguably the biggest match of the entire weekend, and you just walked away with the 3-1.
Yeah, that was going to be a lot harder, but these guys are all disgusting, so this shit was easy.
Oh! What was the easiest part?
Domination. We, online, we were okay at Dom, but those guys were obviously better, but it's land now, so.
It's land now. All right, Arcity's, I want to talk to you a little bit because you are now broken up from your twin brother. He'll be on the stage later for the Florida Mutineers, but you're now playing with this lineup. What went into that decision, and how do you feel about it now playing along amongst these 4?
With me and Preston, we just want to be known as our own people. Like, we're not the twins. He's Preston, I'm Alec, and that's how it is.
There we have it. Arcity's, anything you want to say to your fans? You're going to be on the stage one more time on Sunday.
We're going to keep winning all year.
That was Arcity's. That is your PlayStation instant reaction. Excellent stuff. Let's keep this party rolling. All right, ladies and gentlemen, first match is done, but we got plenty more. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.